Don't forget to stay tuned until the end of the episode. After our recap, we'll play some bonus audio from Essence Fest. We had a chat with Issa and Yvonne, and it's really funny.
So fun. Love those two.
Of course.
The four of us have to just kick it. Well, we're just going to move to LA and all be friends. Yes.
Oh, what was that? Move to LA?
Oh, girl. Anyway, so stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to the third season of HBO's Insecure. This is the official recap podcast, Insecurity. I am Crissle of The Read.
And I'm Hey Friend Hey of The Friend Zone.
And we are so excited to be back for another season.
Burr, 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 burr.
Yeah, love that air horn. Thank you, Issa, and everybody over at HBO for bringing us back. We love sitting here talking to each other about this show.
I'm so excited.
Oh, girl, because after this first episode, I am just like, yes, I have to sit down with my good girl and talk about this mess.
Let's do it.
We are back. Once again, the show is shot beautifully. We're opening with great aerial shots of LA.
Yes, great aerial shots.
Yes, and as is referenced throughout the episode, this is like a love letter to Los Angeles. I have never seen LA depicted in a way that makes me want to move there.
Really?
Just being real.
Oh.
I have never wanted to move to LA, but if I could be part of these people's lives.
Tangent, I've been begging Crissle to move to LA.
Oh, Lord, don't start.
So
she's on her avocado bullshit. We're not doing this right now.
To hear this is a beautiful thing.
Yes, it was, shot beautifully. Wonderful shots of LA, and we're getting right into it.
Literally.
They wasted no time, right? We are going to Pound Town.
And I thought it was Issa.
I did too.
So I was like,
I was
God.
like, of course. At first I was like, who didn't see this shit coming? I'm like, damn, Issa, really, girl, already?
And I'd forgotten, because it's been a while since
it's been a minute.
Visited the last episodes, and I totally forgot that we left off with them being roommates.
Wow, Fran. How?
I don't know.
I don't know how you could forget.
I guess my mind was still on her and Lawrence.
Oh, well, listen.
I know.
I personally feel like we've closed that door. We will never hear from that nigga again.
Literally, because he's not in this episode at all.
And I'm fine with that. It's time, move on. New chances to make new mistakes with new penises. Yeah. We all deserve it. So it is not Issa in the bed with Daniel.
It is not.
Issa is, however, on the couch in the living room and can hear every detail. I would shrivel and die.
I was like, girl, get up.
Why are you laying here experiencing that?
Oh, my God.
And it's not like you're over it and you don't have any feelings for him and it's nothing for you to hear that. Like, you're laying there torturing yourself. Like, why don't you get your ass up? But thankfully, she does get a text message or some kind of alert. It's time to go clock in at that part-time job.
At Lyft. But you know what I will say? And granted, it is his apartment. He has the right to sleep with whomever and as loudly as he chooses. True. But I was like, he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Of course he does.
Loudly.
He absolutely knows what he's doing, and he knows that she can't really say nothing because she can always just leave.
Right.
Go stay with somebody else then if you don't like it.
Every move was like, bam, bam. Yeah. He was like, yeah, Issa.
Go to work, Issa. Go get in that car. I thought she was going to get her own dick, but no, she was going to drive for Lyft. And of course, her passenger immediately threw up in the car.
That was...
I said, so we're setting the tone early.
I was like, okay.
Things are still bad for my girl.
My God.
That's what I'm entertaining at this point. Like, just in case you thought Issa was, on an upturn and doing well and things are going good.
Life is still a bitch.
Still bad. However, that is not the case for Molly.
No.
Oh, no. Molly, on the other hand, is kicked back on a beach.
Where was she? They didn't say which island,
No,
right?
couldn't have been. I don't know how far away she was. I mean, I feel like in LA, you can probably drive a couple hours out and just have you a cute little...
Because they have actual beaches like
all
us.
Along the state.
Right.
You don't have to travel to the one, clean one. But it's fine. We're not going to do that. This is not about New York City.
An ode to New York, it is not.
Yeah, but she has her fine little somebody who's bringing her drinks, and she's talking about how it's her last day on vacation, and he tries to, bridge this right into I'll be in LA in a few weeks.
And she was kind of like, true.
Yes. Oh,
right.
Okay. You got a visa? Like, girl, you're not actually getting your groove back right now.
It was very clear that her and Issa are on two different trajectories.
Well, and that has always been the case.
You're right.
Even through the last season.
But they're setting the tone. Literally 5 minutes of the episode, you see their lives completely differently.
It's like professional lives are not at all the same, but when it comes down to like being stupid in personal relationships, these girls, they're intertwined. This is why they're so close.
On lock.
Because both of them swear they about to know better and do better, and then they just don't. But I'm jumping ahead of myself.
We're not there yet, but
we're not there yet. So Molly kind of had to remind her little somebody, like, we're not doing that. You are local dick only.
And he was cute.
He was cute.
But, I mean,
but like,
we don't even know
please. It doesn't even matter. Like,
we've learned that lesson 3 seasons.
Go have your vacation dick and then go home. And it's just like, I actually never met you before. Anyway, back at Daniel's house, Issa is in the bathroom mirror, and you could tell she was just about to get into a nasty freestyle.
I was like, wait a minute.
She was feeling it. You know, the Millie Rock was warming up.
She was revving up, and then he just walked in.
And then Daniel walks into his bathroom, of course, his house. However, if you have somebody living with you, it is rude to just open the bathroom door.
But it's Issa. He don't care.
His heart's broken.
She gonna get all the smoke.
But there's a basic level of respect that people deserve once you invite them into your house. And you could have, I'm just upset because I know it was going to be a stinking ass freestyle that I wanted to hear, and he interrupted that.
I love how you literally saw her revving up. That is so funny.
See, and he, later in the episode, he accuses her of sending mixed signals, but he does the same thing. Just a niggas. But anyway, she asks on the way out of the bathroom if he knew that she was in the house last night. He was like, yeah.
He was like, okay.
And she's still looking at him, and I just wanted to be like, sis, you have to know that he doesn't care. Or that he's going to act like he doesn't care in order to keep you from hurting his feelings again. Like, both of y'all are bullshitting.
They're both playing games.
And getting all mad and in your feelings.
Issa, why are you there? That's all I kept saying the entire episode.
Well, we found out why she can't stay with Molly.
Oh, well. They have not let that go.
But yeah, it's only been 2 weeks since last season and this one. So she's saying, another couple weeks, she should have enough extra money, lifting and all that.
Lifting?
Yeah, lift is
party lifting, okay?
Okay, it's a party lift. We don't disrespect Los Angeles in the party lift. But yeah, she's not planning on this being a long-term thing. And it's the sort of thing where you just really hope it'll work out and feelings not going to get involved, but how could they not?
I'm still stuck on the fact that this is even happening. Could you imagine?
I can't believe he said yes.
You break my heart, and then I'm going to let you crash in my crib for 6 weeks?
I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to tell you to go call that nigga that you dissed me for.
Okay.
Or call one of your friends, call your mama, call your brother. It actually does not matter.
Her brother?
I don't care. You can go to LAX and park there if you like.
Go be a third with Dro and his wife.
Anyway, we're getting off track.
We'll get there.
Back at We Got Y'all, Issa is assigned to doing follow-up calls with different schools, and she noticed that a lot of them have canceled their partnerships with We Got Y'all. So at first I was like, this is very interesting.
Right.
I forgot Frida was promoted
to supervisor.
Yes, at the end of last season, which kind of feels like Joanne just wanted somebody to go be like the enforcer, so she didn't have to do it, and she could go hide in her office with her Beyonce poster.
And it was kind of interesting to see. I totally forgot. See, this is like a reminder, a refresher course.
Yes.
That Issa was taken off the field. Remember?
Yes, she was.
Now she's in the office doing administrative work.
Right.
While Frida is promoted to supervisor. So you saw the awkwardness when they sat next to each other.
Not only is lifting not going well,
your partner is now your boss.
We Got Y'all is also not going well, right? Your friend is now your boss, and she's like, oh, just checking on you. She's like, okay, bitch, I literally had this sheet of paper for 2 minutes.
Right.
Everybody relax. So I feel for her already because, having to have somebody who was previously a coworker and a friend type now have to be all up your ass just must be.
And Frida, and then she asked Frida,
annoying.
when are you going to try to get me out of this position? And Frida's like, ho, ho, ho.
No. She has been so stressed and negative lately. It's like, okay, no, Anne. I just started my new position, and I don't feel comfortable rocking the boat right now.
I just got it. It's been 2 weeks.
Right. I just got this. I'm not trying to rock the boat. Joanne has been so negative lately. She called her No-Ann.
Okay, No-Ann.
I'm just like, Frida, you honestly can't help it, can you, sis? You're just so adorable.
She's literally me.
But yeah, she's just like, I don't feel right going to Joanne about this. I know this sucks for you, but... I don't want to fuck up my check. And I have to respect the realness of that.
Yeah.
It's not like they were really friends. They didn't kick it outside of work. So
right. And remember, Issa was not listening to Frida at all last season. She was trying to help her get on track with the job. So consequences, Issa.
Things are just getting worse and worse for your girl. Meanwhile, Daniel's in the studio.
This scene,
I wept.
And the irony that the artist in the booth was Dawn Richard.
Wow, which you had to tell me that because I did not recognize her.
We all know is an incredible singer-songwriter. So for her to be in the booth...
in them vinyl pants.
Them loud-ass, cheap-ass pants.
I would have paid to be on set that day.
Oh, my God.
Because I just want to be with... I wanted to bear witness to her
walking
the choreography. Anyway, the song she's doing is absolutely terrible.
Terrible.
It's so bad. She is talented in real life. She's playing someone who does not have that same talent. And so the friend who brought her in, Daniel's just like, what is this? She's so whack. What are you doing?
And this was a commentary on the music industry, might I add.
I mean...
Because,
it was shots fired for a lot of y'all. But, the friend says that I heard spider. This LA accent, sometimes I don't really know what y'all saying.
Spot, so I don't know.
So is it spider? Is it spotter? Anyway, I'm assuming this is like a very prominent
producer,
DJ
maybe?
Or producer.
Yeah.
Yes. And so once Daniel hears this spotter person, he's like, oh, wait a minute. He just kind of softens.
Like,
he was
try to hear.
Been trying to get my shit to that man for a while. Let me just... So when she comes out and she's like, what y'all think?
They give her the okie doke.
I have never heard nothing like that before. That was original.
All I heard was the pants.
Honestly, the pants were the best part of the whole scene. I was crying at the sound of this girl walking. And then for the friend to be like, I got it in pants. It's just... This is a scene that's all about the visual.
Really?
It's just all about her dancing across that studio. Oh, so, Daniel's, this is kind of work. This is a side hustle that, we're seeing that there could be some potential here.
What does Daniel do? I can't remember.
I don't.
Is he a full-time musician?
Perhaps, because remember when Issa had him come talk to the kids?
Right.
Maybe that was... But is he really paying the bills with that?
That's what I'm like.
He has to do something else.
Is he like, bruh, man?
I'm sure we'll see.
Right.
I'm sure this will become more clear to us as the show goes on. Issa is at LAX picking up Molly from vacation.
And Molly jumps in the back.
I prefer a silent ride. Oh, okay. You think you me. I was so happy. It was like my heart just burst when I saw the two of them in the same scene again. Like, this is what I've been waiting for.
The dynamic duo back
at it. Back at it. Molly is quick to point out that the car still smells like vom.
Oh, God.
Which... I mean, real. It's hard to get that smell out your car. That's why they charge like $250 when you throw up in somebody's ride share. It's not a cheap fee at all.
And might I add that, did you hear Lyft added a Zen mode?
What?
If you don't feel like being spoken to by the driver.
Wow.
I'm here for it.
Let me update my app right now. But yeah, Issa says if she could, she would lift her ass right on up this And they start going back and forth. Molly is hitting up with the, could have brought you vacation dick, but instead...
brings her a jar of sand.
Because it reminds me of your dry-ass pussy. That's payback for doing a whole song about my pussy last season.
But the fact she really brought a whole jar, though. A whole jar.
And it wasn't even like black sand or red sand or some sand you ain't never seen. That's what made it so petty. So they go to this little diner spot, and Issa's telling Molly about Daniel fucking that girl, not in front of her face, but in front of her, like, in her earshot.
Right.
And, very deliberately, and how she's already ready to move out after these 2 weeks. And that's when Molly is like, well, girl, you should have just stayed with me.
And Issa's like, you remember what happened last time. Then there's this vase story that clearly we know nothing about.
That week in 2005. You know what's understood doesn't need to be said.
But the fact that they both said it so immediately, I was like, what happened with this vibe?
Because Molly is just like, it was intact until you were in my house. Right? I feel like Issa's lying. I really feel like Issa's lying about it. Molly's like, it's been 13 years. You can stop lying about this. And she just walked.
You broke my vase. And
like, Issa will not let that go to her.
And she got tight all over again.
Right. Like, they were getting worked up all over again. So Dro calls Molly's phone.
Oh, God. How hard did you roll your eyes at that part?
You know what? This whole scene, I was just, when she's like, I'm on some know better, do better shit.
And then Dro calls.
Right. So I was looking at her like,
in other words,
okay, sis, you have a history of saying one thing and doing something else as well, but it sounds good.
Round 2.
It sounds real good. Issa says that she feels like she's just tiptoeing through life right now and can't really speak up about anything. And of course, the conversation loops right back around to that vase. And who broke it? Because Issa, we know it was you.
Right.
And why are you bullshitting me? I just love seeing the two of them together, and they're both talking about...
And their banter is so real.
Yes, the chemistry between the two of them just gets better and better all the time.
Let me tell you right now, this whole vacation put everything in perspective for me. I'm on some next level shit.
I'm listening.
Okay, so like Vacation Bay was trying to kick it with me in LA, and I had to put him in his lane. Bloop, you beat your dick. Quentin was trying to do some long distance shit. I said, blip. Stay in Chicago, and my new job was trying to fund my benefits, and I said, blam, you better get that bitch a PPO.
So you bloop it and blip it and blap it?
And blam it, bitch. I want some know better, do better shit.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel like my whole life is on some tiptoe shit right now. Like, I can't speak up about anything.
You know you can always talk to me, right?
Yeah. So, hey, you gonna know better, do better with your boyfriend, Dro?
Fuck buddy. He has a wife. Black.
But yeah, this whole scene really sets the tone for like, I'm about to be on some new shit. I'm about to change things in my life. And yet we see throughout the rest of the episode that they basically just don't like either one of them.
And that was the part, because you remember Yvonne, you hear me? Hey, Yvonne. Shout out to you.
Hey, girl.
Molly sounded like she was working on boundaries. Like that was her theme.
Oh, yeah. She really talked an excellent game.
A good
She
game.
sounded like she was on time for therapy every week. She really sounds like she was on some new shit.
I was in alignment because I'm like, me too. Yeah. You know?
I actually am working on establishing boundaries in my life.
I'm working on establishing boundaries.
But I feel like I'm doing a little bit better there.
Yeah, no, I don't have any Dros calling my phone. And that,
thank God.
Honestly, I love that part because like you said, when Dro called, it was like, we called her bluff immediately.
Yeah. Well, so Daniel, I love this scene too so much. Daniel swings by his sister's house.
Right.
And this little girl getting her hair braided on the floor, I instantly was taken back to my own childhood.
To the pain.
In that exact same position when you can hear the TV, but you can't watch it and you want to see it so bad. But if you lift your head up even a little bit, your mama's going to pop you with that comb. I was just like, ooh.
I could smell, what was it?
I could smell the grease.
The blue grease.
That blue magic. Or that pink lotion. Or that green
TCB.
grease in the little jar. Being black. I love it so much.
The hair food.
Hair food. What is in any of what were we doing? Why? We don't know. Anyway, what I love so much is that the show within the show is back. This season it's called Kevin, a very obvious ripoff of some other 90s shows.
Right.
But everybody in the show within the show is famous.
So cool.
I saw Erica Alexander and Scream.
And Bill Bellamy.
Yes, and Ron from A Different World.
Ron, right.
Sorry, man. I feel like I should have.
Daryl Bell.
Yeah, there you look at Fran. You better know. I know I recognize that little boy, but I cannot put my finger on where I know him from.
I didn't, because it was a side of the TV.
Yeah, he was
so
only on very briefly, and he wasn't in when they show the show again later. I didn't see him in that scene.
Those of you listening, I'm sure you guys will catch.
Somebody will tell me who that little boy is
1,000 times.
But I was just like, look at Issa, man. The price is going up. You got famous people on your show within the show. I can't wait to see what they do with that.
Oh God, it's so funny.
Already so funny, but I was living at that whole thing. Anyway, Daniel's sister says that she needs him to babysit, but Issa is going to be at the house for another 2 weeks. And the sister is like, oh, and how does Vanessa?
And I'm like,
I said, I didn't know she had a name. I thought we were, going through randoms, but
rotation. But clearly, there's someone special.
Apparently, Vanessa has come around more than once, but Daniel insists that it's not like that between him and Issa.
What time? Because Issa's still there.
Damn. How much longer?
Another 2 weeks. What?
And old girl, what's her name? Vanessa? She ain't tripping?
Why would she? It's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you putting way too much on it, all right? That door closed.
Who closed it? Jada. Stay out of grown folks' business. Head down. I'm just saying, of all the places she could have stayed, she chose your spot.
Look, I just came here for this guitar. I'll see y'all later. See you later.
And I think at that point, the sister was asking him, like, okay, and who was the one who decided to end it? Or how did it end?
And why would she choose to stay?
Right. And why would she stay? Right. And Daniel just sitting there like, I just came to get my guitar. Like, okay. So we're just going to ignore the very real questions I just asked you.
And I love this part so much that we see later because he brings it up later to Issa. But it was funny how he played it off all nonchalant with his sister. Like, he didn't care what she was asking.
See, you playing games just like you say she playing games. Both of y'all childish. But yes, the little girl's name is Jada. I felt Jada throughout that whole, I was just like, wow, my childhood right there. It's right there on screen.
And I love how his sister was like, so who's going to watch Jada, Vanessa?
Vanessa or Issa?
And she had a little smirk.
She's like, I don't care which one of them is going to be there is all I'm asking. But at the same time, Jada, you better hush up. Stay out of grown folks' business.
You
can't talk. You can hear. You can listen all you want to, but you cannot engage. Wow.
Oh, you know what? You just gave me a prediction. Early on.
Okay,
Jada is going to mess some shit up between...
Oh, shit.
You know it.
Vanessa is going to be there and Jada is going to say something.
Watch.
All right, Fran, we'll see if the tea leaves are correct. Daniel's at home vibing to his own music when Issa walks in, and I thought that's
love that
payback.
Part because I'm a sucker for a musician.
Oh Lord, see, and here goes Fran.
You saw how he got all warm.
Yeah, Fran was all hard-eye emojis. Warm my ass. That was the Jameson.
I know, and she was like, "Was that you playing the guitar?" Because I heard it in the song, and he was like, "You noticed that?"
Like, yeah, I've heard a guitar before. Yeah, I did. I noticed the sound of it.
The fact that it was him playing, she knew
Fran,
it.
No, you and your soft bullshit.
I was here for it. But then I remembered who they were to each other. I'm like, all right,
there
enough.
You go.
Enough.
Yeah. As soon as I saw that he was drinking, I said, here we fucking go.
Right?
Here we go. So, yeah, she's being adorable. When he mentioned, you know that part about the guitar. And she was like, I'm observing. Instead of observant, I was just like, you adorable little somebody. You are just so fucking cute.
You see him disarmed at that point.
Right.
Completely
and he
disarmed.
He was just like, oh, I'm in love.
He's like, I surrender. I fucking want to be with you.
So he's just like, fuck this drink. I'm trying to kiss you. And she's just like, oh, skirt.
I'm like, Issa.
What? No. She's finally doing a good thing. No, she's doing a good thing for once. She is being smart about this.
I'm confused, Issa. And all the places that you could have stayed, you stayed with me.
Yeah, I did, but not for this.
All right, but isn't it always this? And you was just low-key dropping hints about me fucking somebody else.
Oh, I don't care who you fuck. I just want a heads up so I don't have to be here.
Why are you here?
Because I needed a place to stay. And you're close to work. I thought I was staying here as a friend. And we always
smart about this. They did not need to kiss. They do not need to have sex. None of that.
But she has feelings for him.
So?
Well,
so what?
You might as well y'all live together.
That is not it. First of all, he's maybe not in a relationship because I don't think a girlfriend would go for this Issa on the couch thing.
Right.
But Vanessa's clearly somebody to him.
Right. If his sister knows his
name.
And
then, like, sleeping with him is only going to hurt your own feelings down the road. Like, why play yourself?
You're right.
No,
she did good.
The friend be getting hard-eye emojis as soon as she hear an acoustic guitar. She's like, oh, shit, I'm in my zone. I'm dead. So Daniel is upset and is like, I'm confused because I don't understand why you chose to stay with me. Why are you here? And it's like, now you got these questions because your sister fed them to you.
A parakeet of his sister's words. I looked at the TV like,
okay, so that's what we're doing. She's like, I really thought I was here as just a friend and you close to work, trying to make a joke out of it. It's like, he's not joking, girl.
That part killed me, though. I mean, I respect that she was honest. When he asked her, like, so why are you here? And she's like, because you're close to my job.
Let's just be real. I'm trying to save money. Gas is high, and you're close to we got job.
I appreciated it, though, because I'm working on radical honesty. And that was that. Very that.
Right, but
damn.
Right. I feel like he's clearly in his feelings. I don't think a joke is appropriate right now. But
that's her.
She's nothing if not awkward.
Awkward black girl.
There you go. There she is once again.
There she is.
Taking an already uncomfortable situation and making it markedly more uncomfortable.
And then what did she say? These glasses are heavy.
Ooh, I'm tired. Ooh,
is this daylight saving? I was like, can you
daylight saving
more random?
So she goes to make up her couch bed. At the same time, Molly is getting her pussy eaten on the kitchen counter by Dro.
Oh, God.
What happened to all of our empowerment bullshit, Molly? What happened to all this boundary shit?
My eyes. She forgot. That's all that happened.
I just can't I understand. But I'm just saying, girl, we just did this. They had an empty Henny bottle and some wine glasses. So I was like, wow. Who set up a camera in my apartment, first of all? But then I see how y'all got there. But you had just done all this big talk about being done with that nigga and not going back. And then afterwards, y'all are like laying up in the bed, cuddling. Or was it on the couch?
Was it? Or maybe it was the bed.
I don't know. But either way, y'all was laid up. And it's like, what are you doing?
And then his wife called.
Of course.
He offers to make breakfast because him and Molly were discussing her promotion, or rather her transition to the new job.
She said she had a call with the new firm later. So Candace calls and I will give it to Dro.
Yes.
Thought he was lying.
Okay, I thought of you. I
did think he was lying.
Honestly said, I'm at Molly's house. Even though low key, that doesn't mean he's fucking Molly. Molly's still his friend, and his wife knows they're friends.
I don't think he's lying anymore.
No?
I don't think so.
I did it in that moment,
because he said,
know.
I'm still at Molly's house.
Right.
Like, I think he's being honest about it.
Wow.
And because of his reaction when they started arguing about it later, and he was like, don't worry about what me and my wife do.
Oh, yeah, he got defensive.
Right. He got very defensive. Yeah. So, now we can't talk about lies.
Wow.
Oh, okay. All right. So I will give it to Dro. I did think that nigga was lying for a long time because niggas, but clearly, or I think anyway, at this point, he's definitely not.
We'll see. Because this show likes to take us on an emotional roller coaster, so we don't know.
It's true. But yeah, he offers to make the pancakes, and now she's in her feelings because she's just like, you just got off the phone with your wife, and we was in the bed cuddled up, and now you're talking about pancakes.
And
so
that
she
part confused me. Were you not? I was like, he's been clear since day one.
Right, but she's letting her feelings talk.
Turning it into shit that it isn't, and then getting mad at him.
Yes, right, which means you need to not be doing. See, again, you were saying all the right things. You just were not feeling them or implementing them into your life.
And talking to him, this is a part, I do it as I too do this.
Okay, an honest moment.
Right? When you set boundaries, you don't wait for the other person to set them. You set them and they either abide or they don't.
Yes.
Boom.
Yes.
She's telling him that the waters are muddy. Okay, why are the waters muddy? You're deciding this just like he is. You know what I mean?
You are in your feelings. And the thing about boundaries is that they mean nothing if you don't enforce them.
And she has not.
Listen, we need to decide whether we're friends who don't have sex or acquaintances who just have sex. Because anything otherwise is a little muddy, and I need boundaries.
Okay. All right. What do you suggest we do then?
We fuck. That's it. No phone calls, no dates, no spending the night, no fucking and trying to make pancakes.
But we love pancakes.
Nigga.
She is bad at that. But also, it is a sign of selfishness and I think a lack of respect when somebody knows your boundaries and still does what they want to anyway.
And he was manipulating her boundaries.
Absolutely.
The entire
So this
episode.
is just like, y'all should have been stopped. Y'all should have just been stopped with this foolishness.
And peep how his boundaries were clear when she brought up his wife.
Yes, he did. He made sure she knew that we won't be doing that no more.
I'm like, okay, so his boundaries are known, but she...
Right. And she's still, I mean, Molly is still in her feelings about it.
Yeah,
and it's just like, girl, you can't be, you know that you're monogamous. And you're never going to be down.
For you.
Right. This is never going to work for you. So why are you still putting yourself in this position? Because she and Issa are twin souls.
Talking about know better, do better. We ain't even 20 minutes in.
Right. So she's like, we can either be friends who don't fuck or people who fuck and ain't friends. Like, we can't be half and half.
But this part made me laugh, though, because he's like, all right. And then she looked at him like, okay. And then he was like, damn, like right now.
Like, it's time to get up.
Shit.
Yes. She was like, yes, it is time to get up. No friend shit. And I'm thinking, see,
I didn't buy it.
Even this as a boundary is a mess because you're still giving, it's like you're giving him a choice.
Right,
like you don't really want to
what
do.
The situation
you need
is.
to decide what you want to do and what is best for you. But she's not quite there yet in this scene. I'm actually loving this, you need to get up out my house energy.
Yeah, but it wasn't true, so
it wasn't
I didn't care.
Right. It wasn't real.
I literally rolled my eyes so hard at that scene.
So he got his ass right back up to leave, at least. But yeah, this is her trying to establish boundaries that
aren't real.
Right. But you know,
she's trying.
Progress. Kind
Playing
of.
Pretend kind of helps.
Things are going to get better. Anyway, Issa is at work, calling different schools, asking why they terminated their partnerships with We Got Y'all. Vice President Irving, who I believe is the same, that's the black cowboy? Man, right?
Is it?
He said, you know, y'all love those racists and you need to do better. I was like, oh, I think that's our man from last season. So I was like, is it going to be a bunch of stuff like that? Like, that sounds like kind of pointless, but it actually got really smart really quickly.
Right.
Because as she continued down the list of schools, I started hearing criticisms and complaints that were really totally valid. It's black kids on the flyer. Yes.
But you know what was interesting when he said your logo is racist, and she like looked over at it, and it was almost like it was the first time she
had really looked at it. Yes.
Like, Issa, this white ass hand holding these black kids, talking about we got you.
Right. And things, honestly, that are very much reflective of a character like Joanne's, these white liberals who feel like they are doing a good thing, but they don't want any pushback on how the thing they're doing isn't really serving the communities they claim to care about.
Right.
And when you're giving and your donation of time and money and experience and all that is really self-serving and not really meant to actually enrich the communities that you claim to care so much about.
It's more so white guilt.
I mean, this woman has a Beyonce poster in her office.
Oh my God, that shot had me dead. And hold on, because there was something else that was noticeable.
Oh God, friend, don't do this.
Listeners,
you're being so extra.
Come follow me.
You know, we do not have to do
Follow
all that.
me, camera.
Oh, rest in peace. Rest in peace.
This is where you do a close-up of me. So, if you notice...
Okay, girl.
Issa had...
This is
what was that, a sticker?
It's one of our stickers.
Like your merch.
Yeah.
She had merch from the read, okay?
Girl.
No, don't even give me the face because I am going to say that. That broke me down. I was like, are you kidding?
Yeah, when I saw it
it's on her desk. Which means that we're about to see this.
Okay. I don't think we'll get like tight shots of that sticker, but thank you, Issa.
So cute.
When
Issa.
I saw that in the trailer for the season 3,
I was just
like, oh my God.
But I love that it stays like culturally relevant. You know what I mean? And she even had like the Reed sticker. We saw the Melody Isani shirt that she had.
Oh yeah, in the
black
diner
crop top, which is like a really dope LA-based creative. She does jewelry and clothing and sneakers.
Oh yeah, I have lots of Melody Asani stuff.
Right, all her jewelry and stuff. So that, I love the details. Remember, you noticed the Frank Ocean, what do you call it?
Oh yeah, the pop socket on her phone.
The pop socket on her phone.
Yeah,
like
she loves her some Frank Ocean. She really does.
But I love that because it just shows that there's a room full of black writers.
Yeah, and another round too. Another round sticker was up there too.
Next
Shout out to Heaven and Tracy. Yeah. So I just was like, oh, thank you, Issa.
Yes.
All right, Fran just had to. Could not. Oh girl. Oh girl.
So cute.
So yeah, these schools are giving really good reasons for not wanting to continue their partnerships with We Got Y'all.
Totally valid.
We could work with somebody who's actually going to do something that helps these kids.
Right.
So, she looks over in the office, sees Joanne and Frida, and decides to go talk to them about it. And Joanne...
defensive.
I was like, you're very stank. you're very stank, young man. She's more upset that Issa called the cancel schools and like,
and said, I don't want you speaking for our organization. The only black person.
The only black person who, when somebody was like, there's black kids and only one black employee, Issa was like, that's me.
But it almost seems like you see a veil being lifted at this point. She's completely, but I get it. Last season, she was wrapped up in Lawrence and evictions and her rotation. So I get it.
But things are getting, like Joanne is starting to show her true colors.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering.
Something that you want to know. And where did you get this information? I was hearing a lot of criticism during our follow-up calls, and since our list of canceled partnerships seemed pretty high, I thought it might be helpful to call those schools.
No, Issa, it's not helpful. If I wanted you to speak on our behalf, I would have left you out in the field. You keep overstepping your bounds.
I'm sorry, I thought that...
Have you noticed that every time there's an issue here lately, you're involved? If you want to be helpful, get to the root of that.
Joanne is starting to show her true colors here. And I'm just wondering, why are you even keeping her on staff if you don't want her to be a voice of the organization or speak on behalf?
She's irritated as fuck.
Right. She's like so mad.
She said, do you notice every time something goes wrong, you are involved?
I was like, well, damn. And Frida just sat there. Like, she knew it was too much.
Did that not annoy you, though, that Frida... I mean, I guess she's nice, but I want her to speak up.
I won't say annoyed. I will say I expected it. And I would have... I expected it because she already told Issa, I don't want to rock the boat.
But
so I'm not going to bat for you.
Spicy sometimes. You know,
she has her moments, but I think she's really not especially in that moment, she was not ready to confront Joanne about it. But Joanne was definitely being extra with Issa in that scene. Like, you could be listening right now because what they're saying is real. Like, you really need to make these changes within your program, but you're so mad at the person talking that you can't receive that word.
Right. And then told her, why don't you get to the root? Was she tired? Get to the root?
Get to the root of why all these problems involve you.
Wow.
It ain't nothing you can do at that point but walk away before you, like, burst into tears.
I would have quit, personally. But I also guess she's on Daniel's couch.
No, she can't quit, right. Things are already bad, friend. She's on Daniel's couch.
I get it.
And just, speaking of the damn devil, Daniel takes her right then with a heads up.
Like, if the
gonna
day
be knocking boots,
anywhere.
right? Like, as soon as she walks out of Joanne's office.
But how does she not break out into a cipher? I was waiting for the rap.
I think our girl is too low to rap.
She too tired to rap. I get it. Life is hard.
She is taking blow after blow in this episode. It's just not looking good for her. Molly is getting her pedicure when Dro calls.
I love their lives being so different.
So different. Issa's like miserable and struggling in every aspect.
Oh.
And Molly's comfortable. Fucking up, but still
chilling.
Comfortable. Yeah. It's like that sometimes.
I know.
So Dro calls to violate her boundaries.
Dude.
The same day?
But it was so clear because she rolls her eyes, picks up the phone, and kind of passive-aggressively lets him know he's muddying the waters. And he just kind of talks through her.
But the fact that you even answered lets me know that you're not serious about your boundaries.
You're right. That should have been a...
He needs to be on Do Not Disturb. He needs to be, or, however you have to set up your phone to where his calls don't come through or whatever.
Decline his ass.
Or we could just only sleep with people who respect the things we say.
Get a beeper.
It's like, I'm not opposed to these two in theory, but it's not working because y'all want fundamentally different things.
Right.
And neither person is really being open about that. Like, Molly's not being real about her feelings with Dro. Not really.
Right.
And Dro is just doing whatever the hell he wants to do. I mean, he's still getting fucked, so still having a good time.
Because I remember that they were friends since childhood.
Right.
So when he is asking these questions, like about her work and about Issa and their fight and about her day, there's that part of my brain that's like, he is her friend too. So it feels genuine that he wants to know these things. Like, maybe they would have had these combos before.
But I just told you that we can't do that.
Right.
So don't turn around and call me if I just told you.
But do you think it's manipulative on his part? Or is it just that he doesn't care about
You know what? I think it's the sort of thing that is manipulative, but it's also so common in relationships and dating that people don't even notice how bad it is.
Or see that it's happening.
But I really feel like if somebody truly loves and respects you, they will put their own feelings to the side and respect your boundaries.
Right.
And so maybe Dro But see, I also feel like people don't take it that seriously. They kind of look at it like, oh, that's not that big of a...
You're doing the most.
Oh, right. But it's like, no, I'm not doing the most. I told you
this.
that. And you were just like, fuck that.
Right.
So
and if I want you to be emotionally healthy,
Lord,
I'm going to be like, I'm going to honor the fact that you're trying a thing.
Right.
You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, this is something new for you.
You said this is what you need.
Muddy, but I'm going to help you do it.
But see, that is just, it feels so rare for people to actually... But that is something I will not abide that, honestly. If I tell you to behave one way and you choose to do something else.
You feel about me by not listening.
Right, because I done told you what it is and you acted like that didn't matter. You acted like my words weren't enough.
This whole episode, though, it kept killing me.
I know. I was like, oh no. And so not just even violating the whole we're not friends thing. He turns right around and invites her to dinner, too. And she's like...
And then her butt goes.
Okay. I'm like... What happened to nothing but fucking? We just had this conversation.
The convo wasn't even a minute long. He already had dinner plans.
It was so frustrating and so relatable.
I know. I saw myself in her. I think that's what bothered me the most about it.
Like I definitely saw her in the old me.
Raggedy.
You raggedy bitch. And sure enough,
yelling at yourself at the TV.
And she is doing her makeup. In the very next scene, when Issa calls, she's back on Lyft, of course, because she swore she was going to quit Lyft, and now she's right back on it. Molly swore she was going to quit Dro, and now she's right back on it. Like, y'all are just, things are different in some ways.
The team is back. Season 3.
So Molly agrees. It's a party Lyft now. I love that she has Capri Suns.
Not Capri.
Molly couldn't have one.
She was like, it's not for you, okay?
I'm like, I've never been on a Lyft with Capri Suns. I would have to tip. I
love the party lifts, though. The ones that have all the candy in the back. I've been in one where they had disco lights. One was karaoke.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm not participating in that. I just want to go home.
I did, and I posted it on Instagram.
Did you?
I did. We sang. We were singing, jamming in the back.
So you went to Lyft with like strangers? You did one of the Lyft
No, it was me and Maya.
Oh, okay. That's different.
And
I thought you were
he had a
kicking
screen
it with strangers.
Where you could sing. Oh, no, like a share.
He had a karaoke screen?
He had the screen. You pick your song, and we literally sang the whole time in the background until he took us home.
Some people were born to do this. I bet his tips are out of this world.
Out of this world. So I felt that part. I love that part.
But yeah, the party Lyft looks fun. I would love for Issa and Molly to pick me up.
But she only had Fruit Frenzy. What'd the guy say?
Well, that was later. At first, she picks up those 2 girls.
Right.
And she's like, would you like a Capri Sun?
And they was like, oh, you fancy.
They going out to get drunk and have a good ass time. And we're looking at, it's like another version of Issa and Molly back there.
Life,
yes.
An old timeline of
because
Issa and
they
Molly.
sound like each other. One of them is like, I can't tell whether this nigga have a job. Looking at his Instagram.
And the other one is like, just be optimistic.
Right. Like, and they look at each other like, it's just you.
It's literally me and you.
It is. Honestly, it is. Molly was like, if you can't tell, then girl. Like,
right.
He certainly does not have a job. One of them with a girl who was like, I just glued this heel on. I don't know if it's going to stay. When they were talking about whether they was going to get a table and everything at the club, I was just like, this is too much.
And then she said he hadn't even responded back. She's like, well, why are we in this damn list?
And that's what she hit her with. Just be optimistic. Bitch, if I get in this club, you know what? Too relatable.
Too relatable.
They gave Issa 5 stars, which was great. And then they said that she reminded...
And they called her an auntie. I'm sensitive to that. So I was like, oh my God.
So Issa texts Daniel really quickly just to see what's up for the night.
Right, like you still... getting it in, or
but then I come home? Yeah, she got another notification, and the next scene starts off with Big and Head by Cardi B. So I knew he was about to be fine. I knew he was about to be fine.
I'm dead.
And he is.
That voice,
Nathan is a cutie.
Oh,
I don't know where y'all found him.
His name?
Oh, girl, I wrote it down. He was bitching about how it was going to take 30 minutes to get to the dinner spot. And Issa's like, okay, well, first of all, no LA bashing because you're complaining about the traffic.
Not on the party lift.
Not in the party lift. But also, like, you're going to the wrong restaurant. This is your problem. Like, you should be going to this taco stand.
Did he give you New York vibes?
Maybe.
I kind of got that New York versus LA feel.
But a New Yorker complaining about traffic is... not logical.
I don't know, because I complain about traffic every time I go to LA.
But that don't make
New
no
Yorkers
sense.
just like to complain.
But
though.
you could easily. Oh, well, maybe that's it. Because I'm like, it can easily take 30 minutes to go 4 miles.
Oh yeah,
in New
true.
York, or longer.
Nothing is like LA traffic. You need 2 hours.
At least we
cushion.
have, our subway system, I think, is a bit more efficient. But anyway, well, this is not about that. This is not about that. This is about fine-ass Nathan.
Yes.
And how they have changed his destination.
When he said, give me your phone, at first I was like, what's happening?
Give her the phone.
She really changed.
She really updated
to
his
a
dinner
taco
spot.
That's like 30 minutes away.
They're like, this, you know what? You don't know what you're doing. Just give me your phone. I loved it. The fact that Nathan was like,
going with the flow.
Yeah.
And then Issa gives him that look.
And then they lock eyes in the rearview mirror. I'm like, yeah, Daniel still ain't texted you back, but who cares?
He sure didn't, though.
Daniel has not texted you back yet, but that don't matter because Nathan is your backseat looking fine. She got another notification, though. So they go to pick up the new passenger.
Mr. Fruit Frenzy.
Mr. Fruit Frenzy, who immediately wanted 2 of the Capri Suns.
Yo, when he asked for 2, I fell out.
I was like, okay.
I don't know why I thought that was so funny.
Relatable,
She was
but
kind of like, let me see if I have to. Greedy.
Like, girl, you know you got 2 of them damn Capri Suns. But you're not finna tip me for them Capri Suns, and I know you're not. This got bad very quickly. He started rolling a blunt in the back seat.
First of all, it wasn't even his picture. Remember, they had a picture of 2 people. Then they pull up, so that's already red flag number 1. It's not even his Lyft account.
Wow. Oh, see, I didn't even notice that. Look at you, friend.
Asking for 2 Capri Suns and it ain't even your Lyft account.
So, yeah, he starts rolling a blunt in the back seat, and Issa says, can this not be happening? And he says, nah, you good, which cracked me up.
As hell. That's such a New York answer.
But that is so disrespectful.
She definitely didn't ask him.
Nah, you good.
Nah, you good. And really ignored her, though.
But it's like, I'm trying to be polite about, can you not roll weed in my car?
And the
like,
fucking Lyft.
Don't worry about it.
And then it's a car share, so you have another passenger sitting next to you.
And Nathan, who is clearly smitten with our girl, is not taking the bullshit. And he tells the
I got
young
shook,
man,
though, when he spoke up, because he called him Lil. You know how dudes like, hey, Lil Man.
Right.
I was like, oh, don't get involved.
So Nathan, no, but he did, though. He said the lady asked you not to do that. And the man was mad and started talking about, well, I thought you bitches said this was a party lift. As soon as he said bitches, I said, this is finna
This is
go
trouble.
left. Yep.
And Nathan takes his spliff and throws it out the window.
I said, well, where are the knives?
Good
because
fucking night.
This is about to be a stabbing.
It turned to level 10.
I knew it was
so quick.
Oh, man. And Issa, sweetie, you can't just collapse like that when things get chaotic. Molly was the only person in that car with any sense.
She's like, pull over.
Pull over. Issa's like, I
you heard her yelling. When she started yelling. She really is awkward as shit.
When she finally does get herself together enough to pull over, it's like raining a little bit. Nathan got out. I think his shirt was a little bloody. I thought I saw maybe like a hint of blood on his shirt.
Did he shank him back there?
Well, I don't think so. I think they were just punching.
Oh. But then he ran off.
I think he must have dug his fingers in that dude's eyes because he kept saying, oh, my eyes. But yeah, he ran away probably to avoid.
My prediction is that he's a felon, and he was like, I don't need none of this smoke. And this is going to be, here's prediction number 2.
Okay.
This is going to turn into a felon Bay situation.
All right, friend.
Watch. I'm calling it now. But why would you run like that?
I would have done the exact same thing.
Run
first
away?
Of all. If I know that I have disarmed you, I'm not going to stick around and see how this evening goes from here.
But how are you going to leave 2 women with
this? because he's been like completely disarmed. The man is like in the backseat of the Lyft. Molly said he's not good. You good? He's not good. He's not good. Like he's not finna hurt nobody. He probably needs to be dropped off at the ER, to be honest. So he knew that he had done enough to keep that man And so he was just like, I gotta get the hell up.
$50 later.
Right. So I was like, when I saw that, later on in the episode, I was like, Nathan ran away, but he did. He did.
I don't know. I think there's more to that runaway.
I do not.
Watch.
But we'll see. Fran has a tendency to be right about things. But yeah, Molly said, he's not good.
You just heard him in the back, like whimpering.
Oh, my eyes. I said, oh shit, what happened? Did you almost get gouged?
All that smoke he had earlier.
Woo. So the next morning, Issa walks into Daniel's house and he's on the couch. She clearly has still not received a text message from him.
So he just never hit her back?
Yeah, he just never hit her back. Like, you're clearly in your feelings at this point.
Bro.
So she sits on the arm of the couch, which I noticed immediately because I would have had to tell her to get off of my furniture like that. You're not supposed to sit on that. You're not finna wear my furniture down. I'm sorry. This shit costs too much. You're not finna do that. But she asked why she didn't get a text back, and he says he fell asleep and forgot, which is clearly bullshit. Like,
I mean, he was fucking.
And it's not even like you would, like, the problem would necessarily be that you were fucking, but how can you just not, like, why wouldn't you just text me back?
Because she literally couldn't come home.
See?
Where did she go?
I don't know. Maybe she spent the night taking the Lyft passenger to the ER. Maybe she stayed with him. I feel like you have to fill out some paperwork after that happens. I don't know what she was doing.
Oh, shit.
But he's in his feelings, bullshitting. He asks what the problem is, and she has a moment of, like, vulnerability and honesty when she says there really is no problem.
You've been letting me stay here for free. You've been super generous with your space. And the last thing I want to do is come at you like I'm ungrateful, but you know, it's...
What's up, Issa?
I know I told you I didn't care, but I do. And I still have feelings for you. And I'm not saying that because I want to be with you or anything.
It's just you said that you came here because you wanted to be close to your job. And now you're telling me that you got feelings and shit. So, like, what is it, all right? Because I'm confused.
Both, nigga. I don't know.
You want some bullshit. Just be real.
I came here because I knew you'd be here for me. And I really need someone like that in my life right now. You know, it's not easy for me to admit things when it comes to us sometimes because you make it hard.
Oh, so I told you to move in with me, right?
Issa, you are stressing me out.
I'm glad
I'm just tired. I'm tired.
See, I was proud of her for being real about it. I was proud of her for saying it.
Yes, but it's like,
bullshitting.
come on, people, just say it when people first ask you.
Oh, well, yeah, there is that.
How many times have they done this?
Better late than never, Fran. We're all on our journeys.
Oh my God.
So Daniel,
and she literally just told him the day. What was it? 2 days prior,
right? That it wasn't nothing, and they were just yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, yes, I do. But I was proud of her for getting something right.
But you can see how that would be confusing because at this point, I don't know which one's the truth.
And he said he was confused and that she was sending mixed signals, which is true. But Daniel, you're also doing the same because you act in one way and then I say something and all of a sudden it's something else. Like
it's true.
Why can't you just be vulnerable and real about it too? But again, y'all have. She also really hurt your feelings.
Right. The theme of this episode is clearly boundaries.
Yes.
No one has them.
No one is capable of expressing them, enforcing them, respecting them. Everybody. And these are our faves are both in situations that they desperately need to end.
Right.
And are just not capable of doing it.
But Issa needs a cot and a hot, so she's just saying whatever. She's saying whatever she gotta say.
So he tells her to just be real about it. And she says, look, I stayed here because I knew you would be here for me, and that's what I need. Which,
how did you feel about that line? Because I felt a little strange.
I think she's being honest about her feelings, but I think that is a
opportunist ass response.
It's like it's a sentiment. It's a sort of thing again that I feel like is super common and people don't even really realize how fucked up it is.
Right?
Like, you don't get to take my feelings for you
and use it to
your advantage, knowing that
I will open my home and arms to you. It just
is
that bothers me. And
that was
the fact that she didn't. There was no awareness. Even when she was saying it.
She's
she was just kind of like, I knew you
would be here for me. So, duh. Obviously, I did it. Like, what your feelings? What is that?
Daniel.
Yeah. She says that it's not easy for her to admit her feelings because he makes it hard and he needs to not act all innocent, like he not fucking other girls right in front of her.
I didn't understand
like they don't
that
have
part.
history. And I'm like,
where does Daniel make any of this hard? He's been clear with her from jump that he wanted more.
well,
Help me understand.
I think he made it hard for her. I think she was saying, you know, that you have made this situation more complicated for me by fucking girls right in this next room, knowing that I can hear it. And despite what I'm saying, you know that I care about you. Like, I think that's what she was trying to say. This is what you're doing.
She's mad at him for not being a mind reader.
And she's mad at him for not...
and for fucking women in his house.
Listen, Fran's fed up.
In a house she shouldn't even be in to begin with. It just don't make sense. Don't make no damn sense.
Well, a lot of times feelings don't make sense.
That's true.
A lot of that happens very frequently. But
that's true.
She is in her feelings, and I personally do not see the issue with him fucking other girls in his room.
It's his room.
It's his apartment. It's his apartment, girl. He can fuck girls in front of the TV if he wants to. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, but leave.
Granted, he's going a little hard, you know. But
so, and he basically says the same thing. Like, girl, I don't know. This is my house.
Right.
I'll disconnect the cable, turn the lights out. This is my house. And then he goes in his room and shuts the door. It's like, damn, Issa. Have you had any good things happen this whole episode?
Whole episode? You mean in 3 seasons? She can't catch a break.
Just twist the knife, Fran. Molly is at home wrapped up in a towel that looks expensive, like all of her things.
Was she trying on lingerie? I was like, what's happening here?
But then she changed into like a little... like something you would chill in the house
like
in.
Like a little onesie romper
yeah, a little comfortable little cotton thing. Mm-hmm. And walks in the living room to see Dro there. And I immediately was like,
what?
Right. I could not believe it. And Molly couldn't either. She was like, excuse me?
But she also let it slide way too quickly. You saw how they literally just jumped into conversation like it was okay.
See, I don't think she did. I think that things happened very quickly from when he admitted that he let himself in and poured the wine and everything, and then they started kissing. But she ended that like very deliberately and was like, I'm going to need my key back. Like maybe I would not have let it get to the wine and making out
and
part.
Kissing. I'm like, what?
But I thought she was going to let it slide altogether and never bring it up. Like I thought she wasn't ever going to be like, so
and it was really awkward when the fact that he didn't give her the key immediately.
Right.
My chest got a little tight.
My red flags were everywhere.
I was like, this is uncomfortable now.
He's not respecting your boundaries and he's upset that he doesn't.
You're in my kitchen?
You just let yourself into my fucking apartment?
Because I didn't answer, which
I have the right to do.
She just said, let's not call each other.
I said, oh no. And this scene was uncomfortable, but very, very necessary.
Right.
It needed to happen between the two of them. So she asked for the key back, and he asked for what and where all this is coming from, which again is like
time with conversation.
It doesn't matter for what or where this is coming from because this is my house.
Right.
Just like that's Daniel's house. That's Molly's house. And if I say, give me my key back,
it should be on the counter in
automatically. Like there's no conversation to be had about it.
Joe, I'm trying to do things better. Okay, this is hard for me.
Yeah, it's hard for me too.
How? You get to have me when you want on your terms. I told you I need boundaries. Just because you and Candace get to do whatever and fuck whomever don't mean we all want our shit that messy.
First of all, don't talk about what me and my wife do. All right? So you need to figure out what you're doing.
She's trying to do better, but this is hard for her. And he says that it's hard for him too, which she's like,
and
really?
Then she brings
is it so hard for you to have multiple vaginas?
And an apartment I can just walk into.
Is it just so hard for you? So she brings up the wife and
his whole face changed.
Demeanor changed very quickly.
He was
I said,
triggered.
This is getting worse. God.
And it was clear that was his boundary. He enforced the fuck out of it because right then and there he gave her the key.
Mm-hmm. Right. She is insisting on getting her key back and he gives it to her and is like, I think I'm going to go.
Right.
She's like, yeah.
You talking shit about my wife.
Think that's
you
for the
don't
best.
Do that.
I think He got so offended by her saying that she wanted her key back, asserting that power over her own life. And that made me very, very wary of Dro.
Of course.
A man who already
red
doesn't
flag.
respect your boundaries, the boundaries you try to establish with him. And then when you're like, hey, I don't think you should be able to let yourself into my apartment whenever you want to. He has a problem with that. A man with a whole ass wife? No, any man. Any man, but especially a man with a wife. Do I get a key to you and Candace's house? And I think I said that last season when she gave his... Girl, I told you about that fucking key. Because I told her that was a bad idea.
The word messy, too.
Yes.
She refers to his marriage as messy.
Oh, and he was pissed.
Ooh,
don't worry about what me and my
word.
wife do. I said, oh, okay.
He was tight.
Now we're talking about wives. Okay, now we're doing that. So he walks out, and I'm hoping that they are angry enough at each other to just stop this. I hope he's mad at her and she's mad at him.
I was
proud
proud of her in that moment because I didn't know when he was taking the key off, you saw her face kind of softening up. I was like, if she hugs him or kisses him or like tries to soften the blow in this moment, like sometimes
I thought she was
happens.
relieved that he was just going to give her the key and have it be up. Yeah, I think... That mood there was like part relief
shifted.
and part like, let's just this is a bad idea.
Right.
Like what? Like they just had a very heated moment between each other. You're clearly about to leave. So I need to, I'm going to get into my wine and start processing what just happened to me, trying to talk to myself like my therapist
she
does.
let him, right? She just let him walk out.
And they needed to do that.
Right.
That's exactly what needed to happen between the two of them. They really, I just don't know how many times Molly is going to be willing to hurt her own feelings behind Dro. It just is not going well. But anyway, Issa is back on Daniel's couch watching Kevin. This took me out. With Bill Bellamy and his Colin Kaepernick costume.
Not them braids, though.
Oh, my God. It was too much. The Me Too thing, I was like, oh, no. Erica Alexander in that Black Wives Matter shirt. I said, Jesus, here we go. So Issa gets an alert on her phone, and fine-ass Nathan from Lyft has left her that $50 tip. I said, now see, this is how a man shows his appreciation. This is how everybody needs to step to me.
Right?
When requesting my number or a date from here on out. How much are you dropping it to by Cash App first?
Could you imagine?
I mean, because there has to be a way.
Fee if you want my number.
Honestly, not a bad idea. Honestly not. But I feel like from this point, there has to be a way that through Lyft, she can get in touch with him.
I was thinking about that. I'm like, I know she can't hit him, but he can hit her.
I mean, he left that tip.
Right.
But I also think that they have options where you're like, oh, I left something in my vehicle.
That's what I mean, but
vehicle.
it would have to be on his terms. Like, he would have to enforce that. I think he will, though.
Maybe so.
Because you saw how the episode ended with her leaving to take the shift again.
Right.
Lyft
like,
shift.
I mean, is Nathan going to call you again?
The
that
possibility
would be. I mean,
of it
who
there.
knows? It could happen. She might. Lord, please don't let Issa be driving around the same spot she picked him up in the last time.
You know that's exactly what's going to happen. Mark my words, the opening of episode 2 is going to be her looking out her car window. Like them little dogs.
Please, Lord, no. Please, Lord.
Oh, shit.
Woo. So Daniel walks out of his room and sits on the couch. They both are watching Kevin. Which
she tries to break the awkwardness by being like, it's a reboot.
Right.
Which made me laugh because that was
again,
another
very
commentary.
current. Lots of reboots coming out these days.
Too many reboots coming out these days.
Talking about little Chris, 45 years old, still popping out Kevin. I cannot wait to see the storyline progress on Kevin this season.
I love that they really do this show within a show thing. That is so genius.
Yeah, it's really good.
Genius.
So I guess after their conversation, he has decided that he'll be sleeping with Vanessa at her house tonight.
Which blew me. Because here he goes again, catering to Issa's fear. This is his home.
But I don't think he's doing that. I think he is I think he's taking what she said into consideration about fucking girls right in front of her. Like, now that she said it bothers me, why not do it somewhere else? Like, not saying you have to.
Home.
Not saying you have to. But if you know that it bothers me, why not go somewhere else?
Like, meet each other halfway.
I'm just saying. I wasn't mad at that at all.
She broke his heart. Remember that. Remember the dynamic.
Okay,
here.
she broke his heart, but he's letting her stay with him for
You're
free.
right.
So they are even on that.
You're right. It takes two to make this terrible dynamic.
It's two people's worth of mistakes, Fran. I thought that was very considerate of him. Again, not something he needed to do, but very, very considerate.
You know what they say? You only get triggered when you see yourself.
Damn, Fran. There we go.
The only way it happens is because you see yourself in those situations. If you didn't, you wouldn't feel a thing. So that's why I'm like so mad at her, because I'm like, do you know how many times I've overextended myself beyond my personal needs and comfort? And that's so frustrating. So when I see him doing it, her doing it, I'm just like, people, let's not do this anymore.
Well, I have done that before. But
oh my God.
Never for someone who I allowed to stay in my home after they did me wrong. I've never done that. Oh, okay, no wonder.
They stayed for like 2 years, girl.
Oh no, friend.
I think that's why I'm so triggered.
Girl, yes, that's it.
There's a part of me that wants to run on set and push Issa out of Daniel's fucking house. Like, don't ever let me on set.
See, Fran is projecting her life onto
absolutely am.
Fran is Daniel right now. She's fed up.
I'm mad.
She's fed up.
I want to shake him.
So he's leaving for the night, and she thanks him for everything, opens the Lyft app to get ready for
work. And you
work.
hear him outside, like, giggling with someone. I was like, oh, my God.
Oh, I didn't even catch
hear
that.
Him?
No.
Yeah, like, when he leaves, I don't know if he jumped on the phone or if Vanessa was waiting for him in the car, but you hear him laughing, and Issa kind of looks over at the window, and she's just kind of like...
Oh, well. Listen, girl, them's the breaks. The man is already not fucking her in his house. You can't ask for... You didn't even ask for that, but you really can't ask for nothing else.
Wants. Issa, what?
Issa don't know either.
Want?
She don't know either.
You're in his house already. You have feelings, so let's
She would not be playing
out.
all these games if she knew what she wanted or if she knew what she wanted to do. And I just love that we heard life's a bitch and then you die.
I love it because there's a part, I think, what does it say? It says life is made for you to design it or something like that. And
okay.
What I love about this show, aside from like the details on set with the clothing and the pillows and all the things, the songs always tie in so perfectly to whatever is happening in that scene. One thing we overlooked was when they played City Girls.
Oh my God.
Right?
Yes.
Which is so funny. There's a record
the
by...
music all throughout this episode. It is
so good. They shouted out.
Good.
The episode actually opened up, which I forgot to say, with Raven Lene, who's an amazing artist. There's a song called Sticky. Literally, the show is...
The music is always good.
Oh my God. As soon as it started, I was like, I forgot how this show always... gets it right with the music.
All right. Well, any other predictions for next week?
Felon Bay, I think he's going to find a way to get in touch with her. I think he's going to use what you said. I don't think
Nathan is a felon. I really don't.
We'll see. We'll see. This show has taken us in crazier places, but I do think that he's going to use that tactic that you said and pretend he like forgot something in the car, get her info, find her.
Yeah. Oh, Lord.
And maybe they'll have a storyline.
You know what? Issa's going to... I just had a terrible thought. What if she does something incredibly stupid?
Uh-oh. Well, that's going to happen.
Like fucks Nathan on Daniel's couch.
That's absolutely going to happen.
No, Fran, you're not supposed to encourage me.
No, it absolutely is.
Oh, I will. Issa, girl, please don't. No.
What if Issa picks up Lawrence? This is going to happen.
No, I really don't think so.
With him and his family?
No, Lawrence and Aparna.
And Aparna and their 2-year-old.
No, absolutely no 2-year-old.
Look, weirdest shit has happened. It's LA.
Oh, okay. And for Molly, I think we're going to have another very uncomfortable conversation between her and Dro.
Yeah, this boundary thing is going to be, I think, a theme.
The fact that they have a long history with each other means that they're probably not going to be able to just cleanly stop talking to each other altogether.
Right. And clearly he doesn't want that because he's not letting it happen.
See, so I think we're going to have another, painful or awkward confrontation between the two of them. But ultimately, I hope Molly is able to be honest with herself and admit that she does not have the fortitude for this type of relationship. It is fine to not be okay with casual fucking or, this open marriage shit and all that. Of course. It is fine to just not be cool.
Say it off top so that nobody's time is wasted.
Not even just say it, but know it it about yourself and don't even put yourself in shitty situations.
Yeah.
Right. If somebody is saying, look, I have no intention of being in a relationship or leaving my relationship, and that's something you really want with that person, or you know that you're not capable of having sex without catching feelings for that person, like, just avoid the heartache altogether. It's not worth it. Like, it's really, I know it feels worth it. It can really feel worth it, but it is not.
And Molly's starting her new job, so I'm sure there'll be some players.
Oh, yes. And we get to see, what Molly's getting at work, because, she had that conversation and they gave her everything she wanted, no problems. Yep. So I am interested to see what her work dynamic will be like. And with Issa, I hope Frida decides to speak up on her behalf when Joanne drags her again, because
I know.
I feel like that's going to happen. Maybe Joanne will try to embarrass Issa on an even bigger scale.
I am curious where that combo is going to take.
Like, because at some point, Joanne needs to address the criticisms that these school administrators had, because they're valid.
They're going to lose
maybe
funding.
Not Vice Principal Irving, but the rest of them, right? Like,
but they'll lose funding if she doesn't actually do something about the feedback.
You're losing money here, so you need to do something about it. It'll be very interesting to see how the show addresses, white people in that situation.
Right.
This is very common,
especially in the nonprofit sector.
All right. Well, I think that is going to wrap it up for this week on Insecurity. I am Crissle once again. You can check me out every Thursday on The Read.
And I'm Hey Fran. Hey, you can check me out every Wednesday on The Friend Zone.
All right, y'all. See you next week.
Bye.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to season 3 of Insecurity. I'm Crissle.
And I'm Fran.
And we are so excited to be joined by the lovely Yvonne Orji and Issa Rae, stars of Insecure on HBO. Ladies, it is so fun and such a pleasure to be with you today.
It's mine. I'm going to take it.
Damn. Well, you know what? That's exactly what we wanted to talk about. So since you introed it, let's just dive right on in. So season 3, y'all left us with a lot of emotions. There's some cliffhangers. There's some things that,
So yeah, we'll never disappoint. I love new dick opportunities. There are a lot of new dick opportunities this season.
I feel like that should be the tagline of the show.
New dick opportunities.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
New women, new dicks.
They need to come through. Right. But yes, I am very concerned about Molly and her storyline with Dro. Like, I'm going to just be real with you. I don't believe that man is really in an open relationship.
Does that come from like a general distrust of niggas?
Yes.
Because nobody believes that this dude
And because I feel like if he really was, then he would have approached you with his wife there, and it would have been like a big open thing.
But everybody else doesn't know about them being in an open relationship.
But okay, so it just has to be the 3 of y'all.
Oh, for them.
Yeah, it just has to be the 3. I feel like if they really were in an open relationship, he would have came to you with his wife, and it would have just been like very open. Whereas it seems like he's sneaking around and not really being very forthcoming.
Totally.
So, and I do believe that niggas, the default setting is to lie.
That's the manufacturer's warranty.
So, I don't want you to tell me, what happens or how it goes. I just want you to know I'm yet praying, because
girl, sow seeds.
Molly is like, she's so successful and beautiful, and like,
that's a weakness. But isn't that just like so many successful women? Like, they're a bomb at work, they're killing it, they're crushing it, and they just made bad decisions when it comes to dudes.
Damn.
Now, there was a teaser, I guess, where you guys said that you would be focusing on Black masculinity. And the internet.
She's scratching. Yo, Issa scratching. I need y'all to see this bitch just and then the scratching.
Issa is scratching her head.
This is
right
so
now.
off because I never said that. What's crazy is I did an interview where I explained what season 3 would touch on, and then the interviewer was like, "What are some topics that you want to touch on in the future that you haven't gotten a chance to?" And I was like, and I named some things, and I said toxic Black masculinity, and then next thing I knew, it was a headline.
Next thing you know, season 3 is about toxic.
Yeah, I was like, we don't even. But they're. But I mean, we touched on it. We touched on trash Black men. We touched on trash Black women. But there are definitely instances of that within the show. But that's not the theme of the season. So sorry to disappoint. you hoteps. We're really not getting into.
You are my queen, the sun and the star, the moon rises and sets. That was my best hotep poem.
Cool. So what can we expect with this season 3? What are we in for? Because you know this show, boy.
I think I'm most excited that season 3 is just, we're really watching these characters grow. And that was one of my main things is that's what I'm most excited about. The person that you see, the people that you see in season 1, if you feel like they're the same by the end of the series, then we failed. But we're really watching these people grow and evolve, and the friendships within this show. You know, Molly and Issa's storyline and their friendship is like the main focus. That is the main love story, to see where they go and how they help each other through their bonds and through their lives in a realistic way is just what I'm most excited to explore, specifically this season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is I feel like all the seasons we always have this like rub, like the pilot episode was the rub of like you took us to see Daniel when you knew what you were doing, and then the episode 7 when we got that big fight, then we make up, and then season 2 it's just like there's been a lot of rubs, but then we rub each other back in the right way.
I love the depiction of friendship between Black women on the show. It's one of the things that I love the most about it, because you really don't see on most other shows like Black women being genuine and real with each other. And it's not just, yes, my sister, like keep your head up. But it's like sometimes you like, listen, bitch, with your raggedy ass cheap weave, I will drag you across this fucking floor, you know? Sometimes you fight. Sometimes you fight.
And then you make
it's very real.
Make ups and breakups. So Issa, please don't ever say that to me in real life. If my hair is bad, just pull me to the side and say, girl, fix that.
I would never call your weave raggedy.
No. Your weave is not raggedy.
It's not raggedy.
All right. My sister, my queen, you are the sun, the moon. Again, I was trying to wrap it up with a hotel.
No, we don't want that.
Issa and Yvonne, thank y'all so much for coming through. Enjoy the rest of Essence. And
thank you all for being dope. And yes. Season 3 for y'all too.
Yes. Looking forward to that. Award nominated.
Yes.
Insecurity season 3.
Yo, y'all we look forward to the recaps and the podcast as much as y'all look forward to the show.
I love that so much. So thanks so much for coming through, and everybody else, stay tuned. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Insecurity is a loudspeaker studio production. Our producer is Matt Raz. Our editor is Ty Worley. Join in the conversation on social media using the hashtag InsecuriTEA. And don't forget to follow at LSN Podcasts.